Right, welcome back. And to continue on with our discussion, we have our distinguished guest, Dr. Yomn Hamaki, Professor of Economics. Dr. Yomn, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
And we're speaking here about this Egyptian, Jordanian, United Arab Emirates Industrial Integration Partnership Initiative for Sustainable Economic Development. Can you please illustrate, give us a hint about much more info about this partnership so people would really understand what partnership we're speaking about here?
Actually, this partnership is coming in a very critical time. All the world economies are suffering from uncertainties, from stagflation, and taking into consideration that we don't know actually the Ukrainian-Russian war for how long it will last, and with this very high uncertainty and the risks encounter such uncertainty, which can be regarded as detrimental for economic growth. I believe that all international organizations have reduced, the potentiality of economic growth for developed countries by half, as well as for developing countries. From here it comes the importance of regional integration. Regional integration can be regarded as a very important cornerstone towards addressing such challenges, and we used to have very important economic relationship with United Arab Emirates as well as with Jordan. This agreement about industrial partnership is aiming to strengthen and enhance such type of integration for the benefits of the three countries, in which we have a lot of industrial potentialities that can be used efficiently in order to enhance investment among the three economies from one perspective, and from another this will open opportunities of employment for the three economies, as well as the potentialities for enhancing the competitiveness of industrial products that we are in deep need for such a period. And I believe that we as economists, we have a lot of potentialities and studies to specify to how extent we can have different integrated industries that can be actually used in order to enhance potentialities of investment, of intra-investment among the three economies. And this is actually quite important for such periods.
Dr. Yomn, the choice for Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, and Jordan for 5 key sectors to particulate the projects or the industrial partnership in. And they spoke about agriculture, food and fertilizers, the pharmaceutical, the clothing and textiles, the petrochemicals and metals. How do you view the choice of those 5 sectors?
Yes, indeed, that these sectors are quite important. Like the potentialities of agriculture sector, nowadays Egypt with the mega project has enlarged the potentialities of agriculture production. Nowadays, this mega project allowed Egypt to have more, land to be reclaimed in Sinai, for example, in Upper Egypt, in Toshka, New Toshka, and in the New Valley. So all of these are adding more than 1 million fardans to be added in different crops, including wheat and corn. And these are, the products that are going. We have a problem with Ukraine-Russian war, since these two countries are represented as the major producers for such crops. So this is quite important to have mutual and intra-investment to achieve food security for the three countries through industrialization and agro-industries. So this is a very important part that we need to activate it. Besides, fruits and vegetables, United Arab Emirates nowadays can be regarded as one of the major importer of fruits and vegetables from Egypt as well as Jordan, and this can enlarge the potentialities of profitable investment for the three countries. Regarding pharmaceuticals, we have very good potentialities nowadays. United Arab Emirates and Egypt as well, they have, the potentialities for production of vaccines as well as several medicines. And Jordan has a successful experience in developing medicine industry. So we can arrange for having mutual investment towards, having a better position in the world economy regarding the production of pharmaceuticals. So a lot of potentialities can be used actually among the three countries. The third potentiality, which is quite important about petrochemicals. Why? Because petrochemicals and the production of petrochemicals is capital-intensive industries. We need capital from one perspective. From another, we need, to enhance the potentialities of, enhancing the production and of petrochemicals. Why? Because the production of petrochemicals and derivatives of such production can lead to the most important chemical products that can serve as a raw material for the industrial sector. So petrochemicals can be regarded as a very important potential for developing the production of chemicals that are quite required for the industrial sector, generally speaking. And this is going toward increasing the local content of our industrial sector, since we still, as the three countries, they are referring to large extent in importation for the raw and intermediate goods for our industrial sector. So to develop our petrochemical industry so that we increase the value added and our chemical industries for more intermediate goods instead of importing such component can be represented as a very important goal for such cooperation among the three economies.
Exactly, the three economies. And the three economies, Dr. Yomn, and industries of those three countries represent, each and every one of them represent a unique model in the region. So the three, or all of them together, coming together for such an integrated initiative, how do you expect this integration to be, and why such a collaboration between or among those three countries would consist a kind of role model for other Arab countries to follow suit?
Such agreement is very important to achieve integration in the way I have just mentioned. But all the time, for our developing countries, it depends upon how such agreements are implemented in reality. This is the cornerstone for, for the beneficiary, supposed to be the people of the three countries can feel the positive impact of such agreement. The main aim of this agreement is to provide more opportunities of job, since we still have a high rate of unemployment in our Arab economies, and specifically for youth and for women. The participation of women still lagging behind several countries. So we need to activate the role of women. We need to provide more opportunities of job for the people in the three countries. And from here it comes that the big question is regarding to how extent our institutions in the three economies are going to be able to activate such agreement. And from here it comes that we need to know what are the mutual and the intra-investments that can be feasible economically from one perspective, what are the role of each side, who are going to, specify these projects, the implementation, how it's going to be done, how to address all obstacles that may confront such implementation. And from here it comes the importance that the agreement is included about a system of monitoring and evaluation. We need a strong system of monitoring and evaluation to follow up to how extent this agreement can achieve their results in a specific period, so that in this period specifically and during such uncertainties that I have mentioned, we need to activate such agreement in the best way.
Yes, indeed, Dr. Yomn. We need to activate this partnership in the best way. I guess also what Egypt has announced of the contribution of the private sector would be an added value to this initiative. Dr. Yomn Hamaki, Professor of Economics, we thank you so much for being with us over the phone and for your great input as usual. I guess that takes us to the end of this episode of our program, Arab Affairs. Until next Saturday with other important files, it's goodbye.